Hi guys, so this is an ultimate comparison between the Boat Stone 1500, the Tribit Stormbox Pro and the Anker Soundcore Motion Plus. And this is for those people who've been really confused between choosing either of these speakers, so this should clear your confusion. Now the Boat Stone 1500, being an Indian brand, is very easily available on Flipkart or Amazon. The Tribit Stormbox Pro is not yet available in India, and the Anker Soundcore Motion Plus is available on Flipkart. But first I must say that if there is a Boat fanboy or a Tribit fanboy or an Anker fanboy, please don't fight in the comments. This is a comparison because these three share more or less quite similar features. So this is just a comparison to give you an idea how they perform. So you guys will listen to the sound test and let me know in the comments below what you think. I have been testing them extensively for the past couple of days and I have an opinion on how they sound, and whatever opinion I'm going to share is very personal. It might not match with yours, but let's respect each other's opinion, and you guys let me know what you think as to how these perform in the sound test. So guys, I'm not going to waste anyone's time by going through the different specifications of these three speakers. Rather, the chart you're seeing right now on your screen basically summarizes what the differences and similarities are between these three speakers. So have a good look and pause the video if you need to, in case you need to jot down any points. So guys, now I'm going to go into the sound test. I'm going to play two tracks, the same tracks on the three of these speakers. Now, in the first round, the track which is going to play in the default EQ mode. So for the Boat Stone 1500, that will be the indoor mode, which is the EQ mode preset right out of the box. For the Tribit Stormbox Pro, it's going to be without the X-Bass option turned on, so the default sound signature. And for the Anker Soundcore Motion Plus, it is going to be without the bass up technology turned on. So default modes in round 1, and in round 2, I'm going to turn on the outdoor mode EQ for the Boat Stone 1500. I'm going to turn on the X-Bass mode for Tribit Stormbox Pro, and I'm going to turn on the bass up technology for the Anker Soundcore Motion Plus. So you guys listen, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm going to come back and give you my verdict on how it performed, whose sound I really liked, how they performed in the three frequencies, the highs, mids and lows, and which one you should get and why. So let's get started with the sound test. So guys, that was the sound comparison between these three speakers. Now let me give you my verdict. And mind you, these are my personal opinions. Again, you might not agree with them, but just hear me out. So the first track was played using the default modes like I mentioned. Now, like in every comparison that I say, that any sound that you hear is made up of three frequencies: highs, mids, and lows. Now, starting with the highs, where the really sharp sounding instruments are, right from the get-go, the Boat Stone 1500 sounded the sharpest. It had the most clarity. It was really, really sharp. Followed by the Anker Soundcore Motion Plus, which has the most pristine, natural sounding highs. So in comparison, you would feel like the Boat Stone 1500 might be a bit on the over sharpened side, in comparison, mind you, but this has the most natural sounding, and followed closely in third place by the Tribit Stormbox Pro, which in comparison would sound like it has comparatively less sharpness or clarity. Now mind you, it's only when we compare that these differences get highlighted. In itself, the highs sound very good, but I would still say that the most pristine, natural sounding highs are on the Anker Soundcore Motion Plus, and the sharpest with most clarity is on the Boat Stone 1500. It depends on your personal preference. And mind you, there was no distortion in either of these speakers, even at max volume in the higher frequencies. Now let's talk about the mid frequencies, where the vocals are and a bit of the bass. So in terms of the mid frequencies, I would again say that the vocals sound the sharpest on the Boat Stone 1500, have the most clarity, and maintain very good separation as well from the other two frequencies. Followed by, I think it's a tie between the Soundcore and the Tribit, but given a choice, I would still pick the more natural sound of the Soundcore Motion Plus, and then I would pick the Tribit Stormbox Pro. They both sound natural, but I do miss that bit of natural bass or warmth that is there in the vocals naturally, which the Boat Stone 1500 provided in the normal EQ mode. But either way, you can't go wrong with either. They all sound good and have no distortion. Now talking about the bass or the low end, this is where the Boat Stone 1500 really wins over these two, because even in the normal EQ mode, the 1500 sounds the most punchy and powerful, maybe thanks to its two bass radiators, which push out more air and assist in that low end. So in default EQ mode, the Boat Stone 1500 hands down has the most impressive bass response, followed by the Tribit Stormbox Pro, which has a bit of the bass even in the normal EQ mode, and when you turn on X-Bass mode, it gives you a better boost. And the Soundcore Motion Plus without the bass up technology has, I would say, the weakest bass. I wouldn't say it's absent, but in comparison, it has the weakest. So you would be left wanting for more because of how much punchy this sounds just right off the box. Still, I wouldn't say that the bass is absent on this, just that it's not as prevalent as it would be if I had turned on the bass mode. Now moving to the second track, where it was played with the outdoor mode, with the X-Bass turned on this and the bass up on the Soundcore Motion Plus. This is where things change a little bit, because in the case of the Boat Stone 1500, it really over sharpens or adds a lot more clarity to the highs and mids, and the bass, in my opinion, takes a bit of a hit. It gets reduced a bit, and highs and mids are really boosted. The Tribit Stormbox Pro definitely gets a boost in terms of bass, and it does sound natural and good as well. And the Soundcore Motion Plus has the biggest difference when you turn on its bass up technology. So it has very prevalent and noticeable boost in bass response, and still sounds very, very natural. So now it's going to come down to your personal preference. Right out of the box, considering its price and availability, I would definitely suggest the Boat Stone 1500. Followed by, if you are a serious listener and you have the budget and you want the one which has the most flexibility in terms of sound, because with the app, there are many EQ options available for the Anker Soundcore Motion Plus, which you can tweak to your taste. So in that sense, the Soundcore Motion Plus is definitely a better consideration because it has the most natural sounding and most flexibility, and it's also available on Flipkart. And for the Tribit Stormbox Pro, I mean, I put this in this comparison because they share similarities, but this is not yet available in India, so that's a definite negative point for this. But in terms of sound, this is also a solid all-round performer. But now it'll come down to those nitty-gritty differences that are there between these three speakers, and it'll depend on your personal preference. So guys, that was my comparison between these three speakers. I hope you've enjoyed it. Now, before any of you call me a Boat fanboy for saying that it's better or it's comparable to these two foreign brands, like I said, these are my personal opinions, and I consider the fact that being something which is comparatively the cheapest among these three, it still performs so well and gives such robust sound, and it's so easily available that it is definitely a clear winner in that sense. If you're a serious listener, like I said, and if you have the budget, definitely go for the Anker Soundcore Motion Plus. And I'm not considering the Tribit Stormbox Pro because it's not available in India, you'll have to import it, so I'm not considering that. But if you still want to get it that way, you are free to do so. I'm not forcing any of you to go for Boat or Anker or Tribit. It's up to you. I'm just giving you my honest opinion because ultimately you'll be spending your hard-earned money. So guys, that was it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to PureCast9 and share this video with your friends and family. Smash that like button, it really helps me out. And if after watching this, you decide to buy either of these speakers, kindly use the link given in the description below to make your purchase. I guarantee that it will not cost you anything extra, but indirectly you'll be helping me run this channel and I can produce more and more high quality content just for you guys. Thank you for stopping by, and as always, I'll catch you very soon in the next one. Cheers.